Hello.
Where are you? Where are you from?
From Paris.
Paris.
Yes.
So now you're here with 2 kids and your
Yes.
husband.
Yeah.
Very rare traditional family. Are you aware of that?
It's becoming, I think, more rare and rare. Yes.
Yes.
More unusual.
Why, in your opinion?
I think that in France, in particular, people have less babies than they used to. The younger generation.
In Italy too. Everywhere
In Italy as well,
knows
yeah.
it.
And they're saying that they don't want children because they're afraid of what the future is going to bring to them. They're afraid of the environment issues and so on. And so they don't want to bring children into this world, which is quite sad, I think, because that's the children who are going to improve the earth after us, hopefully.
Yeah. Do you think we are well aware of the fact that we are not parents only when we have little kids, but we are parents the whole life through?
Yeah, you sign for your life, yes.
It's a choice that we bring on for the whole life. Do you think that sometimes there is too much distance between parents and sons, especially when they are teenagers, or what is your experience?
I can see that indeed you have the feeling that you spend a lot of time with your children when they're small, which makes sense because they need you. And then when they get older, more and more the distance increases.
But eventually they need you even more.
I think they want to be independent more and more. And I think what I realize is that when you're a mother, a parent in general, what you have to do is that you have to give everything that you can to your children so that they become independent and they don't need you anymore, in fact. So
they say that you don't, they don't.
They will need you for like emotional things because they need your love and so on. But you have to teach them everything that you can to transmit, to the next generation, so that they learn faster what you learn for a lifetime, and they are going to have that for maybe I don't know if you see what I mean, but you give them everything they need to be independent. I think that's my job, is that they don't need me in general. They will need me for emotional things, but not in general for life.
Do you think that sometimes our parents are childish with their kids?
I think you're right. The relationship reverses at some point. When the parents get older, like, I don't know, 80, 70, 80, the parents tend to be a bit more dependent on the kids, what I see with the relationship with my parents, in fact. And it's true that the relationship really evolves. Now the kids are dependent on us, and my parents are like 70, 80, and they're going to start to need us, in fact. Because at some point, they're not going to be able to live on their own, they're going to need assistance and so on. So
you are for private assistance, an assistance, specialized assistance in an institute, or for having the old inside the house till the end? What would be your choice? In
France, to be honest, most of the time, old parents, they don't live with their family. And I know it's quite sad to say that, because they've spent their life, taking care of us, but it's really rare. Like when you have 2 kids like that, like small, it's very rare to see like old parents living with the family, like a grandmother or a great father. Wow. Usually they're either on their own, living in their own flat if they are in good health, or they are in institutes or special houses.
Are these institutes well held, well conducted, or
depends.
not?
It depends.
You have to be rich to have a good institute.
You see. You have private stuff. You have private houses and more like public houses, and the more money you have and the best care you're gonna have, for sure.
Don't you think that it's like a little bit like schools? The states should have to provide good schools and good institutes for the older people.
Yeah.
Because it's more and more an inevitable phase of life.
Yeah.
We're not prepared. I always think that we have thousands of books on the first year of life.
Yeah. True.
Really?
Yeah. Thousands.
And then on the many last years of life, basically nothing.
Yeah, you're right.
What would, if it depended on you, what would you decide? What would you?
I think there is a thing like you're putting these old people all together, and like, okay, it's taken care of, like it's not life anymore, because they're close to death.
Yeah.
They're closer to death than us, and it's like we are trying to hide them so that they don't remind us that we're all going to die. it's like, okay, it's not a problem, it's taken care of. But the reality is that we are gonna all have to take care of our parents when they die.
Isn't that a way that we use not to think of dying?
Yeah, probably. I think it's very scary to think about death in general. So
But we all have to die.
And I think when you see, old people being healed and so on, it's not very comfortable. You're like, because you don't know what to do, and at the same time you're scared that it's going to happen to you as well at some point. But as you said, it's the reality of life, and I think it's really we should take care of our elder people more.
So, in your opinion, it's no good to make a kind of place aside for this ill and old people and the so-called healthy ones on the other side.
I think it's the best worst solution, because you need to have places like that to take care of some people that don't have money, people that don't have family, because there are some people that don't have family at all. But at the same place, that what we call in French, it's mouroir. It's the place where you die.
Le mouroir.
So, yeah, so it's quite sad. It means that you put the people there and they just wait for death to happen.
I think they still have a lot to give.
There's something interesting in France. It's very rare, but in some places for old people, they do bring babies, and they mix babies with old people, and you can see the interactions. And there are some studies maybe to find on the internet.
And they work.
It works. Like babies are very happy and so on, and the elder people they have better health. They have a better mood.
How do they
well.
call these places?
I think it's more like activities that they do in some of the places for old people.
Right.
They're not mixed all the time, but they bring some babies once in a while to do some interactions.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah, I think so.
Two last questions. What is family now?
I think it's a group of people that have not chosen to be together, and that has to bring love and construct love together.
Being aware that we all are human.
Yeah.
We make mistakes, we get ill, we die,
Yeah.
in all the phases, family should stand still.
I think it's supposed to be...
Are we aware of that?
Yeah, I think
or it's just Hollywood?
No, I think you're right. It's supposed to be your roots, and that's where you go back when you need help, or where you need something, or where you just need to feel loved. And I think the beauty about having children is that it forces you to be better. You can't just be like, okay, I have these issues, that's okay. No, you have kids now, you have responsibilities, so you have to improve yourself, you have to work on yourself, and that's, I think, the beauty about having kids.
Last thing, write to yourself a letter, starting with, what is your name?
Aurelie.
Aurelie. Good morning, Aurelie. Today you are 80 years old, and I wish you, and then you go on.
I wish you were able to make some people happy, the people you care about. I hope you are a better version of you now than when you were born. And I hope you are happy in your life.
Would you wish the 80 years old Aurelie to be home or institute?
You're right, my hope would be to be not maybe with my family, but close to them. Maybe living in my flat if I am able to, and with family close.
Yes.
But I know that at some point, from a realistic point of view, my kids will have to have their own life as well, and it will be maybe difficult for them to have me with them. So,
is it for you more important, family or friends?
It will be family, but with my kids, and meaning that with my parents it may be more complicated. And I think that you choose your friends, you don't choose your family. And with my friends, it's very strong, very... I know that we've known each other for maybe more than 20, 30 years. So it's very strong, and I know that I can count on them. Family is sometimes more difficult. But family with my kids, that's more like downward family than upward family, if you see what I mean.
Yeah. About abandonment, what do you think? It's a growing up phenomenon. They do abandon kids and they do abandon old people.
I don't want to judge, because I think that if you do that, it means that you are in a place where you must be suffering from something. And if you feel that you're not able to take care of children, sometimes it's better to let them go than to be bad parents. I don't want to judge, because I can understand having children. Now it's not black or white. It's really very complicated. Sometimes you think you're good parents, and in fact you're
not.
You could be better. Okay. So I don't judge. I think it's very difficult from the outside to see a situation and to say, he should take care of his mom, he should take care of his son.
Some build a wall of silence. It can be a good choice.
Yeah, sometimes you need silence. You can't communicate with the person. I think it's better to stay away than to harm each other. Sometimes distance is better, yeah.
Thank you, Aurelie.